Hello people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Minalkhona. In the previous videos, we have started with creation of ledgers, and today we are going to continue with it. Today we are going to see where can I set up my GST rates while creating the ledgers. So today we are going to see the creation of fixed assets, goods and services ledgers. So let's go ahead. The first ledger which we are going to create is the machinery account. All right, so let's go ahead and create gateway of tally, create ledger, machinery. Now, machinery is a fixed asset. Is GST applicable? So, when you must have purchased machinery, you must have paid some GST, which would have been input GST. So, I'm going to say set alter GST details. Yes. Now, here I can give some description about the machinery if I want to further define machinery. So, say machinery HSN number, SAC number. So your goods would have HSN number, which is Harmonized System Nomenclature. SAC. Your services would have Services Accounting Code. So machinery has a HSN number, which is 8471 8000. Nature of transaction. This means that from where are you going to purchase this machinery? Is this a intra-state transaction or an interstate transaction? So I would have several options. And here I'm assuming that you are purchasing this machinery from the state where you are registered, meaning intra-state transaction. So this is purchase taxable. Now, because you have chosen fixed asset as your group, you will see nature of goods, which is capital goods. Tax details. Now, for tax details, possibly you may not see this option. So what should I do to enable this option? You will have to click on F12. Here, you will see the option of allow HSN SAC details. And the fourth option is set ineligible input credit. So say yes to this option and you will be able to see is ineligible for input credit. Now, all right, say yes. Now, what is the tax rate? So the tax rate is 12%. All right, IGST is 12%. Now, type of supply is goods. I do not need to put any of this details on the voucher on the right-hand side. I'm leaving it as it is. And the shortcut to save and accept the voucher is Control A. Now, next is furniture account. Okay, so let's create furniture account. Furniture is again my fixed asset. GST is applicable. Set alter GST, yes. Now I can feed in this HSN number for the furniture. Assuming that I am purchasing this furniture from outside the state, from where you are registered, meaning this is an interstate purchase taxable. So I can choose interstate purchase taxable. So I've shown you two types of transactions here. One is nature of transaction, which was purchase taxable intrastate. Interstate purchase taxable, meaning you're purchasing from outside the state, from wherever you are registered. All right, this is a capital good. Is ineligible for input credit? Yes, I'm not going to consume this as ITC, and the rate is 18%. Type of supply is goods, and I accept this ledger. If I want to go back and view this ledger, I can come back to Gateway of Tally, alter ledger, and I will be able to see the ledgers which I have created. If I want to alter them, I can do it from here. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's create some stock now. Now, before we create any stock, we will have to create units. So first thing which we are going to create is units. Gateway of Tally, create, and here under inventory masters, I can see unit. Now the units which I'm going to create is numbers. All right, let's create numbers. Now in GST, UQC, unit quantity code, is a very important component which you should take care of. So this is a very important detail, right? So do not forget to feed in here the detail of UQC. So my UQC here is again numbers. I can just write down the few alphabets of numbers and I'll see numbers. If you feel that no, I do not find the unit which I require, in that case, you have the option of others, or you can also create a new UQC, a new unit. For now, I already have numbers. I do not require decimals and I'm keeping it as 0. So now the next detail which we are going to create, the next are the stock items. All right, let's see what is different in the stock item. So the first stock item which I'm going to create is carpets. Now here I can see Gateway of Tally, create stock item. Gateway of Tally, create stock item. Do you see the change in the ledger format again? Right? So notice the change. This is very important. The first stock which I'm going to create is carpet. Under, so I can create a group if required. My shortcut is Alt T, and I can create a stock group. But I'm not going to create any stock group for now. I have already created numbers. If I did not, then Alt C was my shortcut to create units. Now GST applicable, like we have discussed it several times, I should always set my rate of GST while I'm creating my fixed assets, stocks, and service ledgers. So I'm going to say a yes here. I'm going to feed in the HSN number. Now, calculation type should be on value. Taxability. Now, you have to decide whether your stock is taxable, nil rated, exempt, or whether it is not under the roof of GST. If GST is not applicable, in that case, I'll say unknown. If my good or services are exempt under GST, I would say exempt. If they are nil rated under GST, choose nil rated. And here I'm going to choose taxable. Now, is ineligible for input credit? No, I do not require this option. So I can click on F12 and just say no to this particular detail. In that case, the detail will not be showing on the screen. I can go ahead. The rate is 5%. So this is how you're going to create your stock. Be very careful about the taxability, calculation type, HSN number, and rate. All these details will reflect on your transaction and they will also affect your GST returns. Type of supply is goods. If you have any opening balance, I can feed in the opening balance and you're good to go. The next is rugs. All right, let's create one more stock item. Let's check numbers. Do not forget to put the units. Selecting applicable, set alter GST, yes. Now the HSN number, calculation type is on value. Taxability is taxable. Be very careful about this detail. If you forget to select taxability and keep it as unknown, GST will not get calculated on your transaction. The integrated rate is 12%. Type of supply is goods. All right. So in this way, we can create the rest of the details of curtains. So the third stock which I'm creating is curtains. Numbers, yes. I can feed in the HSN number. Taxability, and the rate is 18%. Now, let's see if I had to create services. So how do I create services? Whether they are my expenses or they are my income. Now, there are two possibilities. Either your services is an expense which you are incurring, or it is your indirect income. So the first service which we are going to create is financial leasing services, which is your expense. So this is the expense which you are incurring. All right, let's see. If I have to create any service ledger, I will have to now come out of my stock screen. So this is my stock creation screen. I just have to click on escape, come back to gateway of tally, click on create ledger. In my normal ledger, I'm going to create financial leasing services. Now this is my indirect expenses. Type of ledger, not applicable. Is GST applicable? Yes. So set all to GST. Yes, I'm going to give a rate here. So I'm going to say yes. It would have a SAC number. So 997114 is the SAC, Services Accounting Code. Now, again here I'm seeing nature of transaction. Like we have discussed, nature of transaction means from where what kind of transaction are you talking about? Are you talking about intrastate transaction or interstate transaction? So here I am saying this is a intrastate transaction. So this is going to be purchase taxable, which is 18%. So these are the changes which you should be making or which you should be considering while you are creating your service ledger. Type of supply is services. So one ledger which we have created with respect to indirect expenses is you're saying that I am purchasing the services within the state. What if you're purchasing the services from outside the state? So the next ledger which we are going to create, legal consultancy services. And here we are going to assume, what if you're purchasing them from outside the state, from where you're registered? This is my indirect expenses. Is GST applicable? So I'm going to say yes. SAC code, which is a services accounting code. Now, here I'm saying I am purchasing the services from outside the state, meaning this is an interstate purchase taxable. And the rate is 5%. So this is how you create or bifurcate your services within intra and inter. So you will have to go through the list of nature of transaction and decide what kind of transaction are you incurring. So according to that, you will have to create the services. The next service which we are going to create is furniture rent out. Now furniture rent out, here I'm assuming this is my indirect income. So furniture rent out is a income account and this is a indirect income. All right, now same way I will have to set up the GST rates for this account. So I'm going to say a yes. I'll have to give a HSN or a SSC. So this is a service, and therefore I'm going to give a SAC number. Now, nature of transaction. You have noticed that when we were talking about expenses, in my list of nature of transactions, I could see everything related to purchases. Now, this is your indirect income, or rather, the group is income account. And therefore, whatever nature of transaction options you're seeing on your right hand side screen, you're seeing everything is related to sale. Now, if this is a sale happening within the state, then it is sales taxable, sales nil rate, sales exempt. You can choose accordingly. If you're making the sale to a consumer, I can say sale to consumer. If this is a sale which is interstate, in that case, I have options of interstate. So if I just write a few letters of inter, I can see interstate sales taxable, interstate sales nil rated, exempt. So here I'm assuming this is a sales taxable, meaning this is a intrastate sales taxable, and the rate is 12%. So in this way, here you have noticed that SSC number, nature of transaction, taxability, and rate. These are the details which you should be very careful while you're implementing or creating the ledgers. So during the creation, if your implementation of rates while creating the fixed assets, goods, services ledgers is perfect, then on the transaction, automatically the GST would get calculated on the purchase and sale ledgers. Right. So in this way, you can create several ledgers of your required business account. So today we have seen the creation of fixed assets, stocks, and services. And from the next session onwards, we are going to continue with the transactions. So we'll see how on the transaction, the GST gets calculated automatically, and what are the features which you would see on the vouchers when you're recording the transaction. Thank you so much. If you have liked my video, please do continue, subscribe to my channel, and also drop in a comment if you're wanting to look forward to more such videos. Thank you.